ship.
With what?
With ship.
With what?
With ship.
How did we get to America? On ships, right? So did everybody on the earth go into slavery on ships? Who went into slavery on ships, brother? That's right.
Crazy.
For yourself, know perfectly that the day of the Lord shall coming as a thief in the night.
What?
As a thief in the night.
Thief in the night.
Right.
The Lord is gonna come as a thief in the night, man. Nobody knows when the Lord is gonna come back, man.
Right.
Nobody knows, man.
This the book of wisdom of Solomon, chapter 7 and verse 24. For wisdom is more moving than any motion. For wisdom is more moving than any motion.
Right, the wisdom of the Lord, man, right, and the wisdom of life is more moving than any emotion, man, right? And that's what the Lord has given us to speak to our people, man, right? And that thing is gonna move you more than anything, man, right? It's gonna move you more than damn weed, right? It's gonna move you more than that damn Hennessy bottle, right? It's gonna sit there and move you more than damn Keisha, Letitia, right? And all these damn heathenistic women, man. Right.
Oh, you're going crazy.
Right, what's going on, King? How you doing?
So, like, God is spiritual.
Okay.
God is spiritual world.
Uh-huh.
So I can hear and I can see things. I can hear, I can see things. Most people can't. I've been seeing until a life. Until a life, bro. I was watching Tales from the Hood. Tales from the Hood. You know, you remember the last part of the movie when they tell the story about the dude that had to sacrifice for the babies and all that. So when they showed the story, they were telling us what actually happened. They showed us what actually happened. That's like, bro, I didn't see what they saw in the movie, bro. I saw what actually happened to him. I saw what happened to him for real.
Right. So you was able to decipher what was truly being said, what truly actually happened. Okay,
Bro,
now
I want to know what I've been seeing. I've been hearing. I've been seeing.
He had to make a sacrifice. I guess he had to sacrifice something. He had to
Is that a
get
message?
money.
Like,
You know what I'm saying? Nuts house.
What would you try to perceive?
Back.
I don't know.
Yeah. Okay. I mean, things happen. You know what I'm saying? You don't got to sit there and necessarily take everything for a message, right? Because you got to understand that there were people that were teaching but weren't actually prophets sent by the Most High. Yeah. Let me get Deuteronomy 18:22. Right? Right, because you got to understand there was people that were sitting there teaching that tried to establish a name for themselves, right? But they weren't actually prophesying the words of life nor the words of the Most High.
Right.
They were prophesying out of their own belly. Right, so now you got to sit there and kind of decipher between these things and understand, all right, cool, what's really good and what's really bad, right? What's Satan trying to talk to me and what's the Most High actually trying to talk to me? That's where discernment comes into play. Go ahead.
Deuteronomy 18:22.
Read out.
When a prophet speaketh in the name of the Lord, if the thing follow not, nor come to pass, that is the thing which the Lord have not spoken.
Right, so you have prophets or so-called prophets and so-called teachers, right, that would sit there and be teaching things, but they be speaking out of their own bellies. Just how the Lord sat there and told us how to discern between those things. If it didn't come to pass the things of which they were speaking, and guess what? It wasn't sent by the Lord.
Right.
Right? But if it did come to pass, right, read on that.
But the prophet has spoken it presumptuously. Thou shalt not be afraid of him.
Right? And we shouldn't have to worry about a damn thing he's saying, man, because he sat there and spoke out of his own belly, man. That's not the words of the Most High.
Right.
Right? So at the end of the day, you got to sit there and kind of weigh these things and figure out, all right, cool. Is this a message from the Most High or is this a message from Satan? You know what I'm saying? Now, you saying, let me get, what's that, 1 Corinthians chapter 12?
This right here.
Yeah, I want to
Circle down there. And I'll teach y'all a lesson real quick. I don't know if y'all know this already, though. Go ahead. So this picture right here with them hanging up there. Dude right there, whatever. Right. That circle right there. If you way up in the sky, say you on top of this building right here. Say you in a plane. Right there.
We got it
It's right here. It's a KKK.
It's a KKK symbol.
Yep, right here.
And these dudes right here, they used to hang us on this KKK symbol. They used to have a gathering. They used to have
People taking pictures and right, KKK, right. So, hey, you know what I'm saying? We kind of different. We in their home state. where they were born, man. Right? So we gotta be into this. And there's still sundown towns till this day, man. You get caught lacking in that town after 6 p.m. after that siren blast. Hey, guess what? You're gonna get done up. Right? Hey, like the brother sat there and said, they're gonna sit there and get you, man. Right?
Sundown town.
I mean, like,
that's just an example, right? Because let me get Solomon chapter 1 verse 10. Bring out the precept.
It's the book of Joel, chapter 2 and verse 28.
Figure it out.
And it shall come to pass afterward that I will pour out my spirit upon all flesh, and your sons and your daughters shall prophesy. Your old men shall dream dreams, and your young men shall see visions.
Right.
And also upon the servants and upon handmaids in those days will I pour out my spirit, and I will show wonders in the heavens and in the earth, blood and fire and pillars of smoke.
Right, so hey, at the end of the day, the Lord is pouring out his spirit in these last days, man. Right, to where as though, hey, we're dreaming dreams of destruction, man. Right, this place going up in flames. Right. We may sit there and dream that we're in Jacob's trouble already. Right, it's a famine in the land. Right, we're trying to figure out what to do in our dream. Right, these are the things of which the Lord is putting on our people, on Israel, man, as a whole.
Right.
Right. But Satan knows these things as well, which is the reason why you got to sit there and discern between the two and understand what's the message that is from God and what's the message that is from Satan, man. Right?
this dude burning alive, huh?
Where at? Yeah, go right here. Yeah. Right. But let me also get this real quick because you asked a question about this. The Songs of Solomon, chapter 1 and verse 10.
Bring it out.
Thy cheeks are comely
With
rows of jewels. Right, and he got grills in his mouth. Right, go ahead. Thy neck with chains of gold. He got a chain of gold though. Right, so this right here is just an example for our people to sit there and have a visual depiction of what is being talked about. Right, because it's talking about Solomon, man. Right, and it's talking about our people. How we sit there, we're decked out with grills in our mouth. Right, we decked out, we got damn gold chains that weigh damn 2-3 pounds, man. Right, sitting upon our neck, man. These are the things of our people. So that's just an end sample, if anything. Right? But you say you've been seeing Emmett Till a lot, you know, being able to kind of receive the messages of which are being shown.
Right.
And see past all the BS.
I can see things people can't. I can hear things. I'm connected with the
What if I told you you wasn't the only one though, brother? Because you said what now? Okay, yeah, so there's other people out there, hey, that sit there and they may not have the same exact dream as you, but they may have the same gift in which they can kind of see past the BS. They can see what's actually being talked about. Right? Just like in Genesis, I believe that's right? Because, hey, if a dream comes unto I believe it's 3 times, right? Then we know. I think it's research for that.
It's the book of Job, chapter 33 and verse 14.
Bring it out.
For Yahweh speaketh once, yea, twice, yet man perceiveth not.
Right.
In a dream, in a vision of the night, when deep sleep falleth upon men, and slumberings upon the bed. Then he openeth the ears of men and sealeth their instruction.
That's right, man. So the 3rd time, hey, that's how we sit there and know. When you sit there, you kind of wake up out of that dream. Like, damn, that was a crazy dream, man. Right? And you go back to sleep. And you kind of wake up again. You had the same dream, right? And you're like, damn, man. You kind of stay up for like 45 minutes or so. Then you kind of doze off again. You have the same dream again. Right. That's a message from the Lord, brother. Right? But if you just sit there and you dream something one time, you kind of just wake up and you like scratching your head. Oh, damn, that was a crazy dream, man. Right? And that could have been of your own conscience or your own damn belly, let alone Satan, man, trying to sit there and cause you to think of things of which are vanity, right, and folly at them.
So how would they like burn their skin?
You said what?
So how would they like it if we burn their skin alive?
They wouldn't at all. That's the thing that's going to come to pass.
They say vengeance for God, right?
You said what now?
Vengeance is for God,
Yeah,
right?
that's what they preach.
Right.
Right. That's what they sit there and say.
But
They took it into their own hands.
Right.
they crying now.
It's hard. Right? Hey, let me get 2 Corinthians chapter 6 verse number 9.
I gotta go though, man. Thanks for that word. I need it.
Let me get Revelations chapter 13 and 9 as well. Right? Let me just leave you off with these 2 precepts. Right? Because the Lord, and let me get Ecclesiastes Ecclesiastes 8 and 11. And the Lord, surely he remembers these things. Let me get Luke chapter 11, verse 51.
Revelations 13 and verse 9. If any man have an ear, let him hear. He that leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity.
Right.
He that killeth with the sword must be killed with the sword. Here is the patience and the faith of the saints.
Hey, these things gotta come to pass, man. Right? They put us into slavery and subjection. They burned us alive and all these different things. And the Lord said, hey, they gotta go into slavery. Right? So when this whole captivity flips, and guess what? It's time for us to sit there and be empowered. It's already starting to flip, man. The curses are starting to flip.
Right.
The curses that's in Deuteronomy, right? 28, all 43 of those curses will sit there and come upon their people, man, when they start losing their power. And those are the things of which are happening, man. You're starting to see more white people, right, sitting on the damn curb, homeless, right? Sitting there begging for money and pleading for money, right? And it's not so much our people anymore.
Israelite gotta keep God's
commandments. These are the things of which are going on. Bring that out, Luke 11:51.
The book of Luke, chapter 11, verse 51. From the blood of Abel unto the blood of Zacharias.
From the very beginning all the way until the very end of the prophets, man. Right? Go ahead.
Which perished between the altar and the temple.
Right, and we're building up the temple right now in the land. Right, so all from old times, from the times of the beginning, all the way until the time of the end, man. When that temple is complete, right? Go ahead.
Verily, I say unto you, it shall be required of this generation.
Right, so the blood that they sat there and shed, our forefathers being burnt right here, right? Hey, they got to sit there and pay up the tab of which they ran up, man. Right? They owe it to us, man. That's what the Lord said at the end of the day. Right? He's going to avenge his very own elect speedily, man. Right? None of this stuff that they have done is flying under the radar, nor is they going to sit there and just blow over. Right?
Second Esdras 6 and verse 9. For Esau is the end of the world.
Right? For what?
For Esau is the end of the world.
Right? This is the end of the world, man. This is the end of their world, their kingdom, man, at the end of the day. Right? So therefore, go ahead.
And Jacob.
And what?
And Jacob.
And who?
And Jacob.
Right? And Jacob. Right? Hey, you shouldn't be tapping up your oppressor, man.
That's my best friend. My best friend about to be here. He works
30 years ago, man, her father would have sat there. If she would have sat there and if her father would have seen you with her, what would have happened? It would have been ugly. Right? Hey, the Lord is not fond of us. I'm not talking to you. I'm talking to him.
But not everybody's like that.
Because I'm talking to him. We're talking to him. Right? So therefore, if her father would have sat there and did that to you, right? And our father is literally saying that he's going to avenge them for what the things that they have done, right? Why is it cool all of a sudden?
I got a question.
Yeah. When did that shift happen? Did the Lord just come down off the swift cloud and say, hey, it's cool to go ahead and hang with your enemies? Right? Because he called them our enemies.
I got a question. So what about the biracial? Okay. What about the biracial?
Is it a different time according to the Lord, though?
What about
because
the
just like we said, from the altar all the way to the temple, and the temple's still being built up to this day. Right? We're literally building up the temple right now in the land. So therefore, it's still the same time according to the Lord, right? And one day unto the Lord, right? Rather unto us is 1,000. I mean, 1,000 years to us is one day to the Lord.
Right.
So at the end of the day, we're still in the same time. Nothing's really changed us.
Can I ask something? What about the biracial race? What about the mixed
Where's that in the Bible?
Black and white?
Where's that in the Bible?
What about that? Why
Where's
is that
in the
an
Bible?
issue?
You can't prove it. Shut up. Go ahead.
Oh, don't say shut up. Don't tell me to shut up.
This
That's
is
not being
bring it up. King, this is for you, King.
That's not
It's
being-
Isaiah
that's
chapter
not-
13 in verse number 15. Everyone that is foul shall be thrust through.
Say what?
Everyone that is foul shall be thrust through. And everyone that is joined unto them shall fall by the sword.
Right, brother, when you sit there and you're found joined to them, man, brother, you listening? Don't you worry about this. Right? Don't trip over that. You don't got to trip over that at all.
Go ahead.
You chiefly, you should sit there and be, joined together with your people, man. Right? Because at the end of the day, the daughters of Zion is the perfection of beauty, as it says in Psalms chapter 50, man. So you should be sitting there striving to find the daughter of Zion, man. Right? Not these damn dogs that's walking around, man.
That's right.
You said what now?
What if they don't look out for you?
What if they don't look out for you?
What if you gotta get it out in the mud? Content.
What you mean? What you mean by that, brother? I'm saying as far as finding yourself somebody to be with, right? Or just hanging around your own people, right? It's not hard to sit there and do that, to find someone that's, like-minded like you, man. Right? You got brothers up here, man. Right? If you sit here and start coming out here every Friday and Saturday, and guess what? We here all the time, man. We're gonna be here for you. You know what I'm saying? So you don't got to sit there and stress yourself out and be like, well, damn, I can't find nobody like me. I can't find none of my people. Right? Go ahead.
This is the book of Sirach, chapter 26 and verse 19. My son, keep the flower of thine age sound, right? And give not thy strength to strangers.
That's right. That's a stranger right there, man. Right? Because the Lord is not familiar to them, man. He only chose his people at the end of the day, which is Israel. So all these other nations, they guess what? They're strangers, man, unto him. He literally sat there and said you shouldn't be joined unto a stranger. And if you're found with that stranger, when he comes back, then you're going to be thrust through. That's right. That's thus saith the Lord out of the Holy Scriptures. And you got to take that serious, man. Right? That's just not saying, oh, yeah, you're going to sit there and kind of pat me on the shoulder and say, you shouldn't be over here with these people. No, he said you're going to be thrust through, man, with a double-edged sword. That's not pleasant. That's going to be worse than getting burnt alive, man. You sitting there bleeding out from your damn stomach because you got sat there and got thrust through, and you're going to take that sword right back out. Hey, you got to think about these things, man. It ain't that deep. Go ahead.
When thou hast gotten a fruitful possession through all the field, sow it with thy own seed,
right?
Trusting in the goodness of thy stock, so thy race which thou leavest shall be magnified, having the confidence of their good descent.
That's right, King. Right? So you can't sit there and go and lay down with a so-called white woman. Now y'all got mixed babies, man. All right, all praises to the Most High, King, right? All praises, right? And that's how it should be, right? And our forefathers, that's kind of where they erred, man. Right? Choosing these other nations to lay down with. That's why all of us up here, we damn different complexions of brown, man. Right? Otherwise, we would have all damn been the same skin complexion, damn nigga. Right? Or at least somewhat close, right? But at the end of the day, because our forefathers, they sat there and decided to lay down with these strangers, right, and conceive us, right, these are the things of which have happened. Right? So at the end of the day, hey, you got to sow with your own people, man. Right? You got to sit there and have an Israelite child. That's important. Right? Bring out your precept.
God, this is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 32 and verse 7. The Lord is not telling us to forget the barbarism of these so-called European races, what they did to our people. Right. It reads thus: remember the days of old, consider the years of many generations. Ask thy father, and he will shew thee, thy elders, and they will tell thee. Don't ever forget what they did to our people. Don't ever have that always in the back of your mind when you're talking to them, you're dealing with them. They not your friend. Anybody that's going out their way to prove to you that they good, it's definitely somebody that you got to look out for. You got to watch them. Because they trying too hard to prove to you that they good. Just like the brother said, if they done seen you dapping that Edomite dog, they'd have grabbed you, they'd have took you right to that spot you told us about, and they'd have hung you off the damn gallows.
Right.
You already know that, kid. You already know that. Just for look what happened to Emmett Till. Just for and they said he did nothing but look, and he ain't even do that. And look what they did to him.
Right? Just like the brother said there and said, let me get Sirach 6 and 7.
Sirach 6 and verse 7.
Bring it out.
If thou wouldest get a friend,
prove him first.
At the end of the day, this, you know what I'm saying, you got to prove each and every spirit that you're around. So even when you're talking to him,
be not hasty to credit him.
Hey, don't be hasty to credit anybody. What does that mean? You sit there and be like, oh yeah, this is my brother. You only know him 2 weeks, man. Right? And he barely proved himself unto you. right? Don't be quick to do these things. Go ahead.
For some man is a friend for his own occasion.
Right? And they sit there and try to look. Right? They sit there and they try to creep in unawares, man. Right? And next thing you know, you realize, damn, they're a little bit closer to me than they were, man. Right? Next thing you know, hey, you're getting set up, man.
Right.
Next thing you know, you're sitting in a damn prison house, man. Right? Hey, this happens to our people all the time, man. Right? What happens to our brothers that's in college, man? Right? On a damn scholarship, a D1 scholarship, playing football or basketball, man. Right? They sit there and think it's cool to lay down with a white woman. Next thing you know, she raped me, he raped me. Right? His whole career is thrown away. Right? And he's sitting in a prison house for 18 years. It does happen. Why? Because there are enemies, man. And it's in their spirit naturally to constantly go against us. So why do we sit there and continue to forgive them and try to make peace with them, man? That's not what the Lord told us to do, man. Go ahead.
And will not abide in the day of thy trouble.
That's right, man. They're not gonna sit there and be there for you when the Lord comes back, because they're gonna perish off the face of the earth ASAP, man. As soon as possible, man. Right? The Lord got a job to fulfill. Right? And He's coming to lay down all of the evil that's in the land, man.
Right.
Right? So, you know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, you know what I'm saying? Keep it with your own people, right? Don't worry about this damn heathens, because at the end of the day, they're only going to separate you from the Most High. Right?
That's right.
So, what's your nationality? Oh, no. What the Lord called you? What the Lord called you? What's your father? Your father's a so-called black man? Okay. You get Numbers 1 and 18.
Numbers 1 and 18.
You know.
And they assembled all the congregations together on the first day of the second month. And they declared their pedigrees after their families by the house of their fathers.
You heard that, King? What did it say? They declared their what? Go ahead.
And they assembled all the congregations together on the first day of the second month. And they declared their pedigrees after their families by the house of their fathers.
What did it say? Nah, they declared their pedigrees. Right? By what?
I can't really.
It's all good. Right? They declared their pedigrees by the house of their fathers.
That's right.
Right? So whatsoever your father is, that's what you are.
Right.
Right? So therefore, if you were to sit there and have a child today, right? Hey, your son or your daughter that would come out, and it would be the same thing with what you are, right? Which is so-called black men today, right? But I say so-called because that's a proverb that's been put about some people, right? That's a curse and a reproach. You guys there for 327, right? Because real quick, we're gonna break it down to you. I'm gonna tell you what your true nationality is.
Sure, got you bad.
You say what you want by word.
What's your biblical nationality? You want a by word? You can hold that person around 28:37. But I wanted to get Isaiah 43. I got it. All right, go ahead.
Isaiah 43 and 27. Thy first father has sinned.
Right, Adam has sinned, man. Right, he committed transgression, man. He wasn't deceived. He ate of that fruit willingly, man. So therefore, he committed transgression against the Most High. Brother.
And thy teachers have transgressed against me.
You know your nationality, King?
Yeah.
What's your nationality?
I'm black.
You say you're black?
Yeah.
That's the color of your jumpsuit, King.
Right.
Are you the color of your jumpsuit? Because you look like a complexion of brown to me.
That's right.
All right. So come holler at me real quick, right? What would your nationality be according to the Most High? You gonna come right back? There's a bathroom right there.
If I don't come back, bro.
Yes, I'm sorry.
But I want you to come back.
Brother speaking in existence.
We're gonna see it when he come out. There's a bathroom right there in Punchbowl Social. You can come right back out. He said, if God don't see it. There's a bathroom right there in Punchbowl Social. They'll let you use it. Just slide to the back and then come back out, King. Don't cut off to the left. Don't cuss the street. Come right back down this way, King. Hey, come back. Brother in the black jumpsuit. Let's talk a minute. Right? You say you're black, right? But ain't your skin color brown?
Come on, brother.
You just gonna ignore me?
Bro, I hear you.
All right, but you're not gonna give me an answer. I asked the question.
I know what I am, bro. 42 years in the same skin, bro. I understand where
Age don't necessarily mean nothing.
It mean a lot to me.
Hey. Let me get Proverbs 19 and 20 points. It mean a lot to you. What does it mean to the Most High, though? Right.
Look at Proverbs chapter 19 and verse 20.
Yo.
Hear counsel.
No, 2 minutes.
It's lucky. There are many devices in a man's heart.
Right, there's many devices in a man's heart. He devises to think of many things, man, right, that are right in his mind. Go ahead.
Nevertheless, the counsel of the Lord, that shall stand.
The counsel of the Lord at the end of the day is going to stand, man. Right? Man sit there and perceive all of these things to be right in their mind, in their heart. They sit there and devise to do mischief and automatically think it's okay just because they haven't been told otherwise, man. Right? But it's wrong in the sight of the Lord, man.
Right.
Right? But that's madness at the end of the day. Brother's sitting there talking about he's 42 years old, but he can't sit there and take instruction when it comes to reading the Bible. Right.
It's the book of Psalms, chapter 76 and verse 5.
Yeah.
The stout-hearted are spoiled. They have slept their sleep, and none of the men of might have found their hands. At thy rebuke, O God of Jacob, both the chariot and the horse are cast into a deep sleep.
Hey, he in a deep sleep, man. Right? He in a trance, man. What's going on, brother? Right? What's going on, brother? Would you happen to know your biblical nationality? You do? What's your biblical nationality, King? What about you, brother?
I don't know who I am, bro.
You say you know who you are?
55. I know exactly who I am.
What does age got to do with a damn thing, man? Go ahead.
It's the book of Psalms, chapter 1. Psalms chapter 119 and verse 100.
Bring it out.
I understand more than the ancients because I keep.
Say that one more time.
I understand more than the ancients.
Right, brothers up here got more understanding than our damn elders, man. The gates thereof language, like it says in Jeremiah 14:2. Go ahead.
I understand more than the ancients because I keep thy precepts.
That's right, man. Right, we keep the precepts, we keep the commandments, man.
That's right.
What's going on, King? You know your nationality according to the Bible? You say you do? You know a little bit what's going on? All right, so what's your nationality according to the Bible, King?
Hey, don't give us no ticket.
You said African American? You believe the Lord called you an African American, King?
Nah.
Okay, so what do you think you are?
Brother.
You said what?
Brother.
You think the Lord calls you brother? All right.
Son, he called me son, though.
Okay.
He called everybody his son.
All right. African American, that's just a byword that was placed upon us. Right? Because Africa, that's the last name of the so-called white man, Leo Scipios Africanus. Right? And America is the last name of an American man, Amerigo Vespucci. Right? So therefore, and that's just a byword. Jesse Jackson actually put those two words together, right, and put it upon our people in the 80s, man. So how are our grandfathers and our grandmothers older than their nationality and what they call themselves? That don't make no sense. Right? So therefore, and what else would you say? Right? Black. But that's just the color. And if anything, it's a derogatory term. When you sit there and look up the term black, it says what? Dark, dingy, evil, nothing. Right? These are the things of which pop up. So therefore, hey, we're better than that. Right? I think Isaiah 43 and 27. Alright, you back. All praises to the Most High. Right? And we diving into it for this brother too. So let's go ahead and kill these birds with one stone. Right? What's your nationality, dude? That's the color of your jacket. You said that's how you feel? Alright. Have you looked up the term black lately? That's a derogatory term, if anything.
Right.
When you look up that term black, what does it sit there and say? Dark, dingy, nothing, evil, right? The complete opposite of white. When you look up the definition white, and they're not even white, they're pink.
Right.
And light complexions of tan. Right. Right? They're not even white. Right? But when you look up white, what does it say? Purity, right? Cleansely, godly, right? These are things, angelic, these are things that they placed upon themselves, man, and placed upon us as well, right? Bring it up.
Isaiah 43 and 27.
Bring it out.
Our first father have sinned.
Adam has sinned, man, right? He was in transgression because he ate of the fruit that the Lord told him not to eat. Y'all familiar with it, right? Okay, go ahead.
And thy teachers have transgressed against me.
Our forefathers have transgressed against the Lord. They didn't keep the commandments. That's what transgression is. right? That's literally what transgression means. It's to break the law, man, that the Lord has set forth, as pursuant to 1 John chapter 4 and verse number 3. Go ahead.
Therefore, I have profaned the princes of the sanctuary, and have given Jacob to the curse, and Israel to reproaches.
Right? Are y'all familiar with Jacob and Israel? Believe it or not, it's the same person being referenced. Right? Jacob had his name changed to Israel in Genesis chapter 32. Right? But who came out of Israel? These 12 tribes right here that's on this chart. So therefore, right, we got to understand, where are these Israelites today? Because it says they're cursed. They still exist to this day. It says they're cursed in the land right now. Right. So therefore, we got to understand who's Israel. We get Deuteronomy 28. I'll bring it up.
Book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28.
What verse? 15.
And verse 15.
Go.
It shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God, to observe to do all his commandments and his statutes, which I command thee this day, that all these curses, all these curses.
Right, so there will be curses placed upon us if we disobeyed the Most High God's commandments. Right, but we know that this is talking to the Israelites. Now we're about to go through a couple of curses out of the 43 curses that there are, just to sit there and see who this resonates with. Right? We're going to see if it resonates with the so-called white man, or the Asian man, or the blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. Right? We got to figure this thing out. Go ahead and jump to a curse real quick.
Verse 64. And the Lord shall scatter thee among all people.
Right? Among all people. Are we in a landmass where we can sit there and see an Asian? Right? You go to New York City, right? They got Chinatown, right? Then they got the Indian town, whatever the case may be, right? Then you got Bronx, where it's mainly all the Hispanics at, right? Then you got Harlem, where it's all the damn Jake at, right? Which is so-called blacks, right? So therefore, hey, every nation is pretty much put in this landmass that we're in today. Read that.
To scatter thee among all people, right? From one end of the earth, even unto the other.
Right? You can sit there and see a so-called black man anywhere in the world. Right. You go to China and you're going to sit there and see a so-called black man. You go to damn the Philippines and you're going to see a so-called black man. It's inevitable. The Lord scattered us from the whole face of the earth.
And there thou shalt serve other gods, which thou never knew, which never thou nor thy fathers have known.
Right?
Even wood and stone.
Don't we serve other gods, right? What does Islam do? Right? They sit there and bow down to a rock. Right? In Mecca, right? Where it sits there and it sits in a box. Right? And they bow down to that thing. Right? That's a rock, that's a stone. Right? And they said wood. What do our people bow down to as well in the Christianity churches? Right? That damn cross that our Lord and Savior died on. Right? We sit there and bow down to idols. Now our fathers never do. Right, because since when was it okay to worship and bow down before the thing that killed the person that died for us, man? If your blood brother sit there and take a bullet for you, right, and you sit there and start bowing down to that same Glock 19 that killed your brother, right, how do you think your parents gonna feel, man? He said, what? They're not gonna want you to carry it, let alone you bowing down to it, man, and idolizing it. That's off as hell. They're gonna sit there and kick you out the damn house, man, and start throwing your stuff out the window. Get the hell out of here, man. Right? Until you have some damn respect for your brother. How do you think the Lord feels, the Most High God feels about his son? We sit there and bow down to that cross. No, that was just an analogy. That was just an analogy. Right? But I'm saying, how do you think the Most High God feels when we bow down to that very thing that killed his son? It don't make sense. We're idolizing something that our forefathers never idolized, nor the Most High God told us to do, man. What up, brother? Right, so therefore, that's of our own. Hey, watch the poster, man. They think they're so high stature, man.
My bad, it's on the ground. No, it's on the ground though. My bad.
I'm just paying attention when you walk, but keep it pushing. Keep it pushing. Keep it pushing. Keep it pushing. Keep it pushing.
Don't be disrespectful.
Keep it pushing. Disrespect. Keep it. It's all good. Stay in order. Stay in order. Keep it pushing. Keep it pushing. It's all good. Right? They're just trying to take away from the lesson. We out here doing our job, what the Lord told us to do. And you got these high-minded people that walk by and think they're some right? This is what happens. We're in a place where it's not our rest. This is not our land. We don't prosper here. Right? Let me get another verse. Let me get 28. Verse 28.
In verse 28 of chapter 6, verse 28. Verse 28 of chapter 28. The Lord shall smite thee with madness and blindness. The Lord shall smite thee with madness and blindness and astonishment of heart. Verse 29. And thou shalt grope at noonday as the blind gropeth in darkness, and thou shalt not prosper in thy ways.
Right? We don't prosper in our ways, man. We don't prosper in this landmass, man. Right? We literally don't prosper in anything that we try to set forth for ourselves, unless it be the will of the Most High God. Right? That's another curse. Let me get 54.
The 54. So that the man that is tender among you and very delicate, his eye shall be evil toward his brother.
Right? Go ahead.
And toward his brother, and toward the wife of his bosom, and toward the remnant of his children, which he shall leave.
What does that sound like right there? Right? Being evil towards your brother, toward the wife of your bosom, and towards the remnant of your children, which you shall leave.
What's going on right now?
Exactly. Right? It sounds like domestic violence, right? Single mother households, right?
He said we're gonna have a race. Babies is gonna hate the ladies.
You said what now?
Tupac said we're gonna have a race of babies that's gonna hate the ladies. Basically, he's saying all black men gonna hate these white women because of the way they act. Right or wrong?
Not, you're right. Right? And that's prophesied, and thus said the Lord 4,000 plus years ago as well. So Tupac, he wasn't just necessarily speaking out of his belly, but he was hitting at something. So Tupac was hitting at something, man, right? And he was hitting at these scriptures, man, because this was prophesied 4,000 plus years ago. Right? Let's get 68. Right? We're going to get straight to the shotgun.
68. And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again.
Right? Do you know what we were doing in Egypt? Keep in context. It's talking about the Israelites. Everything that we just read was talking about the Israelites. But some of it kind of makes sense for our people, don't it? Right? But what was we doing in Egypt? The Israelites. What were they doing? Y'all know?
The book of Micah, chapter 6 and verse 4.
You know?
For I brought thee up out of the land of Egypt.
Out of where?
Out of the land of Egypt.
Go ahead.
And redeemed thee out of the house of servants.
Right? We were servants there, man. Go ahead.
And I sent before thee Moses, Aaron, and Miriam.
That's right, man. We were servants there, man. Right? We were serving in slavery at that point in time. Right? So therefore, the Lord is saying that we shall go into slavery again. Right?
The Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again. With ship.
With what?
With ship.
It said we should go into slavery again. Now, in the times of Exodus, which is the second book in the Torah, right, we got delivered out of Egypt. Never went back there as a nation of people.
Right.
Right? This is the fifth book in the Torah. They're saying we should go back there again. But history shows that we never went back there as a nation of people.
Right.
Even when it said it in Deuteronomy.
That's right.
So what is this talking about? Let's find out. Here we go.
And there, by the way whereof I spake unto thee, thou shalt see it no more again.
Right? The Israelites never seen their homeland again. Go ahead.
And there ye shall be sold unto your enemies.
Right? We were sold unto our enemies, man. Right? We were sold into slavery. That's the transatlantic slave trade, the sub-Saharan slave trade, the Silk Road slave trade. We've all been sold to our enemies. Right? Their forefathers and foremothers, man. Go ahead.
For bondmen,
what?
For bondmen,
okay,
and bondwomen.
All right,
and no man shall buy you.
Right now, this is all talking about the Israelites. But who else did this happen to? That's walking upon the face of this earth today. That look like us. Ain't the so-called blacks and Hispanics and Native Americans, did they go through slavery? You You said the Africans didn't go through slavery.
Some countries they
They actually owned slaves instead. They sold us.
Right.
The true Africans, they sold us. Right? Tyree and Zidon, they ruled over us, man. Right? And they sat there and sold us into the hands of Edomites, right? Which is the biblical nationality of Esau, which is the so-called white man, right? They sold us for wine bottles, guns, raw materials,
horses,
right? Horses, right? These are the things of which we were traded for, man. That's why it was called the slave trade, right? And they sit there and pay for us. They just traded things of cheap statues, man. Right? A bottle of wine, what's that? A couple of dollars, man. That's what we got sold for, man. That's what our forefathers and foremothers got sold for.
You can go through, brother.
Car oil, hair oil. How do you make a person skin out of hair oil, bro? Hell, I want to know.
Right, so real quick, the point is, this is talking to the Israelites, right? But this happened to our people as well, right? When you link it up in history. So whom must we be walking upon the face of the earth? What would you say, brother? You said what? No, I said this is talking to the Israelites, right? Yeah. But this also resonates with our people, the so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, right? All of these things of which we've gone through is happened to these people, right? So who must ye be according to the Lord? The Israelites.
That's right.
That's right. You be an Israelite, man. That's what the Lord told us, man. Right? When you sit there and you break it down, right, you make it simple, plain upon tables, you go precept to precept, right? We get the understanding that, dang, Israel didn't just fall off the face of the earth,
right?
But they're still here to this day,
right?
And it's actually us.
That's right.
Aren't we the lowest in society, man? Right? Aren't we cursed in the city and in the field, just like it says in verse number 16? Right? Only us as a people go through these things, man. So therefore, we have the understanding that, damn, this is our people. Right? Let me get Deuteronomy 6 and 25.
Book of Deuteronomy, chapter 6 and verse 25.
Here we go.
And it shall be our righteousness.
Right? This is what's righteousness in the sight of the Lord.
The same brothers.
And it shall be our righteousness if we do observe all these commandments.
Listen to this last precept and y'all can cut up. Right? You about to come up and down this strip?
Yeah, I'm down here.
Alright, hold it down for my big one. Hold it down for that right there too, that Lexus. Alright. Appreciate it. Go ahead.
It should be our righteousness if we observe to do all these commandments before the Lord our God.
Right, so we got to keep the commandments as the Israelites. Right? Y'all know a couple of commandments? Did y'all get flyers? Alright. That's the 10 commandments, yeah. But there's 600 other commandments outside of that. There's 603 other commandments outside of the 10 commandments. Did y'all know that? You knew that? Did you know that? I didn't know that. Alright, let me just get you 2 and I'm gonna let y'all slide. Alright, let's get 2 commandments for good. Right? 2 vital and imperative commandments for good. Right? Something that's good for their spirit.
Leviticus 11 and verse 7.
Here we go.
And the swine.
And the swine, man. Y'all know what the swine is? You said what? It sound like Becky. Yeah, that's what it is. It's pork. Right? That's what the swine is. Go ahead.
And the swine, though he divided the hoof, it's lucky that though he divide the hoof and be cloven-footed, yet he cheweth not the cud. He is unclean to you.
Nah, you can eat it.
He is unclean to you.
Devour that pork.
He is unclean to you.
Right? Hey, pork is unclean. You cannot eat of those things. Right? There's a reason why our people lead in things like diabetes, high cholesterol, high blood pressure, right? All these different things is because we sit there and eat of these damn unclean animals.
Right.
That carry parasites. They don't sweat, man. Right? They don't have no sweat glands. So pretty much everything that they eat is just staying within them, man. Right? And they eat everything. They used to use them as the trash disposals, man, back in the day. When we didn't have damn dump trucks rolling around and everything like that, and they just let the pigs go free in the ranch, man.
Right.
Right? And in the cities. They sit there and eat whatever. And then we sit there and eat the same thing. That don't make sense in the eyes of the Lord. That's why he told us not to eat it. You said what? Exactly.
Right.
They eat dead bodies, man.
Right.
Right? Go ahead.
Of their flesh shall ye not eat, and their carcass shall ye not touch.
They're so unclean that you can't even touch their dead body.
Right.
So when you see that damn pork shoulder sitting in the store, or them damn sweet baby back ribs, you can't touch those things, man.
Ham.
If they out of the package, man. Right? The ham, like the brother said, right? You can't touch those things. You're gonna be unclean till sundown.
Right.
Right? That's thus saith the Lord. Go ahead.
They are unclean to you.
Okay.
These shall ye eat of all that in the water.
Right? Y'all familiar with seafood? Y'all eat seafood? You don't eat seafood? What you eat? Typically. Alright, well you in for a rude awakening, brother. Because the Lord said we can't eat crawfish. Okay, alright. Go ahead.
Whatsoever have fins or and scales in the waters, in the seas, in the rivers, them shall ye eat.
Right, so whatsoever have what? What does it say? What does it have to have that we can eat? Did you hear, brother? Read it one more time.
Whatsoever have fins and scales.
Oh, so we gotta have like gotta be a different type of fish. Clean fish type shit.
Yeah, you gotta be a clean fish. You gotta have fishes, fins and scales. If it doesn't have both of those things, it is an unclean fish, right? Or it's an unclean thing in the sea that we cannot eat, right? Because we can't eat sea moss, we can't eat seaweed, none of those different things. Why? Because they move in the waters, but they don't have fins and scales. Go ahead.
And all that have not fins and scales in the seas and in the rivers, and all that move in the waters, and all any living thing that is in the waters, they shall be an abomination unto you.
The Lord said that is an abomination unto us, right? Anything that doesn't have fins and scales, so what does that mean? Shrimp, crab, lobster, octopus, squid, right? Alligator, then catfish, shark, dolphin. You can't eat none of those things. Clams, oysters, right? Crabs, lobster. I think I said lobster already, right? You can't eat those things, man. They have to have fins and scales. So that's 2 commandments right there, right? Dietary law. So what can't you eat?
Crawfish, sharks.
Can't eat pork, crawfish, sharks, none of that stuff. They have to have what? Scales. Fins and scales. That's right. Right? Y'all lay that to heart, man. Y'all hold fast to that. Right? We get y'all one more commandment. I'll let y'all get it.
This is the book of Numbers, chapter 15 and verse 38.
Yo!
Speak unto the children of Israel.
Ain't that y'all nationality? Right? Y'all Israelites. Man.
That's right.
Right? So it's speaking to us. Go ahead.
And bid them that they make them fringes in the borders of their garments throughout their generation.
Right? And these are fringes right here. Right? These are fringes. Right? Everything that, what the brothers got on at the borders of their garments, that's fringes right there.
Right.
And aren't we still generating as a people? So therefore, we still have to do this thing.
Right. You can go through
generations. So therefore, we gotta have fringes on the border of our shirts.
And that they put upon the fringe of the borders a ribbon of blue.
Right, and this is a ribbon of blue right here sitting upon the fringes. Right? That's a royal color.
Right.
Back in the day, it was very hard to make colors like blue, purple, gold. That's the reason why they were royal colors. Right? That was king's apparel. Right? Go ahead. Shut up.
And it shall be unto you for a fringe, that ye may look upon it and remember all the commandments of the Lord.
Right, so they're not just for no reason. They help us remember all the commandments of the Lord.
All right.
This is one commandment that helps us remember the 612 other commandments you got to do. Right? So these 2 things are imperative, man. If you sit down at a restaurant, you're kind of looking at the menu, you're like, maybe I'll get the baby back ribs. You got the fringes on, you're going to look down and be like, oh, hell, let me just get a chicken parm, right? You're gonna keep it pushing about your day, man. Right. Chicken Alfredo, right? Chicken Alfredo,
Yeah, right.
right? That's the things you gotta do. Right? That's the things you gotta do. Right? You gotta arm yourselves, therefore, in the likeness of the line that I was shot. Right? And start keeping these commandments. Right? So real quick, what's 3 commandments that we just went over? These are dietary, don't eat anything that's not scales and fish. Scales and fish. Right. You can't eat anything that doesn't have scales and fish when it comes to the water. Right? What animal can't you eat? Right? That a lot of people say, what? Pig. Exactly. You can't eat the pork. Right? And what you gotta have at the border of your garment or at the border of your shirt? That's right. You gotta get you some fringe. So that's 3 commandments right there that I hope y'all lay to heart, man. Y'all hold fast into. What's y'all nationality? That's right. Right? All praise to the Most High. I'll let y'all be all about y'all business. Right?
Yeah.
Nah, Lord willing, you can find you another job, man. Alright, so all praise to the Most High. Got a preset. I'm finna wrap it up past the next week. Right? Let me get my closing precepts real for sure. Zephaniah chapter 1 verse 14.
Zephaniah 1 and 14. Yeah. And it reads, the great day of the Lord is near. The great day of the Lord is near.
Now we can wait a minute.
The great day of the Lord is near.
It's wrapping around that corner, man, and we see the darkness creeping around that building, man.
Right?
Right? It's near, man. Go ahead.
It is near, and it hastily greatly.
Uh-huh.
Even the voice of the day of the Lord. The mighty man shall cry there bitterly.
They shall be girded.
They shall cry there bitterly.
Be full of strength.
They shall cry there bitterly.
They're going to be weeping in the corner, man. Right sitting there beseeching the Lord when they should have been doing it damn 20 years ago, man. Right? Go ahead.
That day is a day of wrath.
A day of what?
A day of wrath.
A day of peace.
A day of wrath.
Go ahead.
A day of trouble and distress. A day of wastefulness and desolation. A day of darkness and gloominess. A day of clouds and thick darkness.
Read on.
A day of the trumpet and alarm against the fenced cities and against the high towers. And I will bring distress upon men, that they shall walk like blind men.
Now they should see perfect.
They shall walk like blind men. Because they have sinned against the Lord, and their blood shall be poured out as the dust, and their flesh as the dung.
And with that, come this show.
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 With ship! With what?
With ship!
With what?
With ship!
How did we get to America? On ships, right? So, did everybody on the earth go into slavery on ships? Who went into slavery on ships, brother? That's right.
Crazy.
For yourself, know perfectly that the day of the Lord is coming as a thief in the night. What? As a thief in the night.
Thief in the night. Right. The Lord is gonna come as a thief in the night, man. Nobody knows when the Lord is gonna come back. Right. Nobody knows.
This the book of wisdom of Solomon, chapter 7 and verse 24. For wisdom is more moving than any motion. For wisdom is more moving than any motion.
Right? The wisdom of the Lord, man, right? And the wisdom of life is more moving than any emotion, man, right? And that's what the Lord has given us to speak for our people, man. Right? And that thing is gonna move you more than anything, man. Right? It's gonna move you more than damn weed. Right? It's gonna move you more than that damn Hennessy bottle. Right? It's gonna sit there and move you more than damn Keisha, Letitia, right? And all these damn heathenistic women, man. Right.
Oh, you're going crazy.